I've been missing y'all. I hope y'all been doing well. I really do. I truly do. I've just been out here handling biz, taking care of biz. This past week, a lot of dope things have transpired as far as what I've been doing with my music, amongst other things. Amongst other things, I got some life changing, truly motivational and inspiring music on the way, and I'm very happy about that. I mean that, like for real, for real. I got a big favor to ask y'all coming up too. Okay, I got a big favor to ask y'all coming up too. I want to see us show up and show out for this one, for this favor. Okay, but I'll get to that a little bit later. But just to let y'all know, my hardcover book have finally hit the press. Okay, my hardcover book has finally done what it needs to do. All right, and it is here now. All right, so I'm juiced about that. And I'll show y'all what it looked like later on. I don't have no copies of it right now. I'm just now getting done with the field work for the day, and went to go grab my tripod so I can get on this live before the sun go all the way, back. But I seen something the other day. It was a video talking about talking white, okay, talking white and speaking white, and I was like, hold on, what's up with this video? And then in the video, it was one dude, he was talking for both of him. So he was acting on both sides of the camera. And I seen a lot of comments getting on the brother about or supporting the brother's end of the video by how he was talking about, talking white. Uh is really no such thing as talking white, okay, quote unquote. And what does that mean? It means that, when black folks like to dig deep into the dictionary and pull out all kind of words, okay, all kind of all kind of synonyms, all kind of large words that most black folk don't know about, in an attempt to try to outthink, outspeak, outsmart, literally, the people who they talking to, the demographic that they're talking to at the time. And then on the flip of that, you got active black, where you have individuals who feel like ratchetness, people of color, black, so-called black folks, who feel that ratchetness and hood talk and, ignorance is what energy needs to be displayed amongst our people. And both of those are, I think, horrible stereotypes that we have taken on to ourselves as a community. And I just wanted to speak on it real quick. So when we say somebody acting white or speaking white, you know, I think that there's a subconscious mentality to the person who is saying, "Hey, bro, you talking white? What you don't be using all them big words around me, right?" And on one hand, you have an individual who has given time to learning the English language and wants to use the English language, which is Anglo-Saxon in origin, wants to use when the Anglos and the Saxons got together in Europe, they created English. And so when you think about English, it's a one of those truly European languages. And you got Old English, for instance, Old English, and that was like a precursor to English, and then you got modern day English that's packed with slang. Excuse me, y'all. I just told you I got out from the field, so excuse me. Then you have modern English that's, conglomeration. Look, that's a big word right there. A conglomeration of all the Englishes put together, right? And so one thing that got me about this video that inspired this live is that the brother was trying to prove a point that there shouldn't be no such thing as speaking white or talking white, and it shouldn't be no big deal. Well, I saw the comment section, and I saw people who were biracial leaving comments. I saw people who were um, not biracial leaving comments. And it struck me as strange that most of the people who are black in ancestry, black in descent, they agreed with the brother that it shouldn't be no issue on speaking white. And I just wanted to talk about this because I disagree with that stance. I think that in 2022, in this age of information, where history, his story is at our fingertips, and where our story is being uncovered daily, from our indigenous inheritance in this land to our continental African inheritance over across the pond, like they say. Um, we have a rich and vibrant history. And in 2022, your bruh True Jew doesn't feel like we should still be using that excuse of, we was enslaved, we was oppressed, this was taken from us, our culture was taken from us, our languages was taken from us. Ha ha ha. I'm about to touch on that language thing. All these things was taken from us. The way we think, the way we raise our families, the way we live, in our home dwellings. Many of us come from many different tribes that live different ways based off of our culture. And we've been putting these little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky tacky, little boxes, you know the song. And so being placed in these boxes, these square boxes, 90-degree angles, have done a number on us as well, and taking us away, further away from who we really are. So when folks was getting in that comment section talking about, nah, I agree with this brother. It shouldn't be nothing about no so-called speaking white. We should be learning this language and speaking to the best of our ability. And then you got other people who was like, nah, bruh, you speaking white. You need to cut that out. Don't be trying to use all them big words around me, right? And both of those are wrong, if you ask me. Both of those mindsets are wrong, okay? Being, like they say, I ain't even gonna say that word, I'll just say ignorant. Being ignorant and purposefully being stupid and dumb is not the way to go, especially in 2022 as a group of people, as a community of people. And when you have all this information at your fingertips now, it's important and indicative. Look how I'm using big words too. It's important that we move forward as a community, learning as much as we possibly can, so that we could arm ourselves for this great fight that we are fighting daily. But at the same time, we should also pay attention, close attention, to those from the past who wronged our ancestors and ancestresses. And just like our ancestors and ancestresses had children who had children who had children who had us, also have those oppressive peoples who had children and children, and those children are now on this earth with us, walking with us, just like we are walking after the shadow of our ancestors and ancestresses. So, what does this all mean? It means that we need to get out of the ignorant frame of thinking, first of all. And if we're going to beat anybody, we need to beat someone or anyone at their own game. That's kind of a rule of life. You beat people at their own game, and then you take over that game. Okay, you learn the rules and the regulations, but you're only learning the rules and the regulations to arm yourself for the game. Now, you have a lot of folks who say, man, I'm not even playing the game, and I refuse to play the game, and the game sucks, and I'm not playing no game, and I'm gonna make my own rules to my own game. And that's perfectly fine as well. That's perfectly fine. But when you're in someone else's system, and that system is the majority in the land and in the world right now, then you have to, what does the Bible say? What is that verse about being like the serpent? Huh? Wise as the serpent, but harmless as a dove, right? So check this out. It's one thing to learn a language and learn the language well. It's another thing to be a certain group of people who had their original language taken from you and not seek to do just as much damage control or just as much research into the language that was taken from you. And so that's what I think subconsciously a lot of folks our people, when they hear those of us who are using big English words, trying to outsmart us and outthink us and outspeak us with English, a lot of us genetically and innately feel that, hey, don't talk to me like that, and they don't really know how to articulate why don't talk to me like that. But don't talk to me like that because you're not putting enough emphasis on your own language that was stolen. Don't talk to me like that because you're not putting enough emphasis on your own words, on your own culture, on your own spelling, on your own syllables, on your own tonation. Okay? But because we live in a society of ignorance, especially the majority of our culture, now don't get me wrong, we have huge pockets of our people who are learned and they want to be productive citizens in this country. But yet again, it's only learned based off of what those in control have to give. Okay. I could be book smart all I want, but if all of my knowledge is coming from a book that my oppressors wrote, or coming from a book that those who domineer over me in the majority system have written, then what do I learn? I'm not nothing but a crash dummy for the system who's controlling the world. Okay. So at that very point, I become a threat to my people. All right. I immediately become a threat to my people when I choose not to learn one system, represent for the other system that I'm actually a part of or seeking to create. Okay. So that's what a lot of us are feeling subconsciously, and some of us really just don't know how to articulate that. Then on the other side, this is where it gets funkier. We have a community of people who choose to be in ignorance. So they'll point out, hey, don't talk to me like that. But they also don't want to do the due diligence and the work that it takes behind the scenes to actually learn their own language, to learn our own tongues, our own mama and papa tongues, to learn what it means to be in our culture fully and fluently, so that when we make statements of, hey brother, don't talk to me with them English words, use an indigenous tongue, American tongue, use continental African tongue. Don't talk to me like that. Most of us aren't even in position to do that because we feel that we need to live into the excuse me, we need to live up to the excuse of, oh, we've been oppressed. Oh, I don't know who I am. Oh, I don't know where I come from. Therefore, I'm just stuck. And being stuck on any of this is not the way to go. And that's what, unfortunately, the majority of our people do. We've chosen to be stuck and going along to get along, okay? Which means that I'm not going to learn as much of the English language as I possibly can. I'm going to learn just enough. That's where all our slang words come from. A lot of those words were code words too, but most of the words are slang words. I'm not going to learn how to speak the language properly, but at the same time, I'm not going to do any of the work that it takes to learn my own mama tongues and my own languages and be bilingual in my own tongue. And that's where the ignorance steps in. And so, speaking white, acting black, they're both idiots. Both of those standpoints are idiocracy. Both mindsets are foolish. So I just want to put something on your brains to think about this evening. Y'all see the sun is finally going down on me, so I'm gonna go on and cut this live off. But look, I'm gonna be tapping in with y'all real soon. I'm gonna explain some more of this music that I've been working on at a later time, and we gonna get into that favor that I'm gonna be meaning to ask y'all soon for sure. But y'all just get ready. I need y'all support on this one. Real talk. I need y'all support on this one, and I got some big things in store. But I definitely gonna need y'all support. Like I'm not gonna be able to do this one by myself. Nope. And I'm very excited about what I've been able to do. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. And I hope that y'all are excited too. This music, I've been doing music since I was born. Different levels of it, different aspects of it. I'm not a one trick pony when it comes to the music at all. But I finally implemented certain elements to my music that is just, it's all set apart music. It's raw truth music at its finest in a way that I feel the world hasn't heard before. Okay. And so I'm just very excited. It's giving me goosebumps and chills just thinking about it right now. I'm very excited to present this music to you, this work. That's one of the reasons I haven't been going live as frequently this past week because I've been working behind the scenes, really tightening up the sound, making sure everything is going the way it needs to go. and that I can present something that's worthy of your attention and worthy of the calling over my life. Okay. So we're gonna keep it rocking and rolling. You know, I love y'all to life always. It's your bro True Jew tapping in with y'all the only way I know how, raw, real, and uncut. Think about what I said though in this live. Speaking white, acting black. Both of the mindsets are whack. All right, y'all. I'll tap in with y'all soon. Most High Mama Papa willing. Stay vigilant, stay blessed. Until next time, gone.